Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I am going to start Chapter 7 Volcanoes in Geography. Before I start teaching you, I would like you all to open page 57 of your book so that you all can relate it with the pages of your book, listen to my explanation and understand it well. So let's begin. Volcanoes are conical mountains or hills possessing a crater or vent through which lava, fragments of rocks and gases are erupted from the earth's crust. So see students, this is the image of the volcano and this is the vent. This is the pipe through which molten material, that is magma, which is stored deep inside the earth, comes out, oozes out with great force, and this is how the eruptions take place. Vent is this pipe. It's kind of a pipe through which magma comes out as lava, and crater is this opening, this oval shaped depression that you will find at the mouth of the volcano. This is the opening through which the eruptions take place. The rocks are found in molten state within the crust as the temperature increases by 1 degree Celsius for every 32 meters of descent. So, when we go down deep inside the earth, by every 32 meters, there is an increase in temperature by 1 degree Celsius. The molten state of rocks is known as magma. So, this is the magma chamber. I hope you all can see. This is the molten material that is stored inside the earth's crust. And this is the pipe, this is the vent through which the eruption takes place, and this mouth is the crater, the oval shaped depression. This is the opening of the pipe. This is the opening of the volcano as well. When magma reaches the surface of the earth, it solidifies to form lava. Now, when this magma comes out of the earth's surface, when it reaches the earth's surface through this pipe, and then it is called the lava. Generally, the magma is heavily charged with gases like carbon dioxide, sulfurated hydrogen, small amounts of nitrogen, chlorine and other volatile substances. The gaseous and vapor increases the explosive capacity of the lava. Now once again you all see that in this magma, huge amount of gases and vapors are stored. With great force, this eruption takes place and through this pipe it comes out. And it exerts a lot of pressure, because of which the explosion takes with great force. The eruption takes place with great force. Next, let us start the causes of volcanic eruptions. This one. The temperature increases with the increase in depth below the surface of the earth. Thus, the rocks are found in molten state which gets ejected on the surface of the earth. This is, I have already explained, that when we move deep below the surface of the earth, we find that temperature increases by every 32 meters. There is an increase in temperature by 1 degree Celsius. Therefore, the rocks that are found inside are in molten, semi-liquid form, molten state, not in solid form. The presence of gaseous and water vapor inside the earth increases heat and pressure within the earth. Both gaseous and water vapor are released on the earth's surface when eruption takes place. With the help of the illustration earlier, I have shown that in the magma chamber, you will find so many gases, as you have read here in this paragraph. The gases are carbon dioxide, sulfurated hydrogen, small amounts of nitrogen, chlorine and other volatile substances. Now this gases and water vapor which is stored inside. This erupts with great force. It increases the pressure and therefore the eruption takes place with an explosion with great force. Volcanoes are common in the weak zones where the earth is unstable. Weak zones means at the edges of the plate tectonics, at the boundary of the fault lines. For example, the coastal areas in the Pacific. Again, I would like to show you that these are the edges of the tectonic plates. These are called the fault lines, and along which at the boundary of this tectonic plates, eruptions or chances of eruption is quite high. The earthquakes also lead to crustal dislocation. When earthquake takes place, the crusts or the crustal layer get disrupted and it results in the formation of various faults. The pressure from within the earth is released with magma, and when there is an explosion inside with great force, magma comes out. The lithospheric plates, that is the tectonic plates, move in all directions. The heavier ocean plates slide down the lighter continental plates and get partly melted. The pressure from above also melts the plates. The molten rock rises on the surface of the earth, leading to volcanic eruption. The oceanic plates are quite heavier and they move down, and the lighter continental plates get up, and this movement causes the plates to melt and the molten rock rises on the surface of the earth, leading to volcanic eruptions. Next, you have the types of lava. The lava ejected from a vent can be segregated into two broad categories. Let us move to page 58 of your book. Students, you all please move to the next page, page 58, and see on top acid lava. It is rich in silica and poor in iron and magnesium. It is highly viscous. Why so thick? Why so viscous? Because it has high silica content, and therefore because of its high viscosity it flows for a short distance and it produces steep cones. What are steep cones? When this lava cannot flow for a long distance and gets solidified, the lava gets solidified around the volcano. It cannot spread along large areas, so the slopes are very steep. You see, these are not gentle. So when the lava is very acidic, when it has high silica content, then it is highly viscous and it flows therefore for a short distance and produces steep-sided cones. It solidifies in the vent and the eruption takes place with greater explosion. Examples like Mount Pili in West Indies and Mount Krakatoa in Indonesia are important examples of this type of lava. Then I would like to show how or what type of cones are formed when lava flows for a longer distance. Let us read first about basic lava. It is rich in iron and magnesium but poor in silica, and therefore it is less viscous. It is extremely fluid in nature, and therefore it can travel, it can flow for a longer distance, and this type of gentle cones are formed. The one which you have seen here is so steep. This takes place when the lava is acidic. This type of conical shaped steep-sided cones are formed when the acid lava, which is highly viscous, flows for a short distance. But in case of basic lava, which is highly fluid, because it contains less silica, it can flow for a longer distance and therefore can form this gentle slopes. It produces flat shields and eruption takes place quietly. Like examples, Mauna Loa in Hawaii and the Deccan Traps in India are important example of this type of lava, and it produces flat shields and eruption take place quietly, not with great explosions, but it erupts quietly, comparatively quiet than the one when the lava is acidic. Types of volcanoes based on the frequency of eruption. How often the volcano erupts? Based on this frequency of eruption, volcanoes can be classified into three categories. The first one is active volcano. Active volcano eject volcanic material at frequent intervals. So very often, frequently, this active volcano erupts. They eject the magma or the volcanic material very frequently. Maybe within the recent time they have ejected. Mount Etna and Stromboli in Italy are important examples of active volcanoes. Then you have the dormant volcanoes. Dormant volcanoes are those which have erupted in the past and are lying dormant at present. They may show signs of eruptions in the future. Barren islands located in the Andaman Sea and Mount Vesuvius in Italy are examples of dormant volcanoes. That means they have erupted in the past, but they are now lying dormant. At present, they are not at all erupting. But they may show signs of eruption in the future. Possibility is there, but very less chance. And they have not erupted in the recent past. Rather, long time back they have erupted. Then extinct volcanoes. The extinct or dead volcanoes have not erupted in thousands of years, nor do they show any sign of eruption in the future. That means almost there is no chance. In dormant volcanoes, you all have read that they may show signs of eruption in the future. But in case of extinct volcano, almost no chance is there for eruption. One such example is Mount Popa of Myanmar is an excellent example of extinct volcano. These volcanoes have not erupted in thousands of years. So long time back they have erupted, but now in the recent past or at present it has absolutely stopped erupting, and no sign for further eruption, no sign for future eruption is possible. Next, types of eruptions based on the nature of explosion. So types of volcano, there are various types of volcano. Active, dormant and extinct volcanoes are based on the frequency of eruption, but this fissure type, central type and mud volcanoes, these are the various types of volcanoes based on the nature of explosion. Fissure type. When eruption does not take place through the central vent. I hope you all remember that I have shown you what the vent is. It's the pipe through which eruption takes place. So when eruption takes place sidewise, not through the central vent, maybe through the cracks or fissures or fault line, then it is called a fissure type of volcano. And here in this case, magma flows out slowly and spreads for a long distance, forming vast plateaus. As the magma can flow and can spread for a longer distance, therefore they form vast plateaus. Like you have the Deccan Plateau in India and the Columbia Plateau in USA. And the central type of eruption, when eruption takes place through the central vent, that is the vent which you find at the middle, it is called the central vent, and the magma is viscous in nature, and therefore the materials that come out of that get accumulated, that means get collected as mounds, hills or cones around the crater. It cannot flow for a longer distance, neither it can form any vast plateaus. Rather, they get solidified around the crater. Or it can flow only for a shorter distance. Examples, Mount Vesuvius and Mount Fuji. Next you have mud volcanoes on page 59. On top of the page you see mud volcano. When sand and silt mixes with water, mud is formed. So there is a mixture of sand and silt with water, and this material is ejected during an eruption which forms mounds of mud within the crater. And such mud volcanoes are found in New Zealand and Sicily. Now, here, by the name mud volcano, we can understand that eruption or the materials that are erupted are very muddy in nature. It has mixture of sand, silt and water. And there is a picture figure 7.1, where you can see it has a pictorial illustration of the different types of volcanoes, which you can see by yourself. In next class, I'll continue from page 59, types of volcanic landforms. Till then, please watch the video, try to understand, relate it with the pages of your book, and the portions that are explained today, please read those pages thoroughly. That is from page 57 to 59 till here. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.